Okay. Might be halfway home, and my music quit, which is pretty sad, really. I had my MP3 player plugged into the computer, which I do every time when I get home, so to charge up. Well, I had it plugged in since the bike broke down, since my speedometer, speaking of speedometer, it is not working again. Oh, crap. Well, I tell you, phooey with it. Who needs a speedometer anyway? So, phooey with it, no speedometer. We're going to just keep riding it. Who cares? Anyway, as I was going to say, this is the first day, well, Saturday. I rode Saturday a little bit. We went to, me and Keith went to Burger King to eat. So, I rode the bike. Speedometer worked fine. I went to work. Speedometer worked fine. Here I am going home. Speedometer is broke. Oh well, who cares? I'm not going to spend another $30-some to get another gear. The thing is, they're plastic or nylon. I don't know why they'd make a nylon gear like that, but evidently it's done. It quit. So anyway, what the heck? Who cares? But anyway, as I was saying, my music, it quit working. Well, it's been plugged into the computer for 2 months. And every once in a while, I'd be on the computer and I'd hear it gling, kick on where it's charging the battery. It's like on the computer for 2 months charging the battery. And it ran, played music all the way from Newcomerstown to New Philly, from home to work. All right. And then I'm playing it going home, and it only played halfway. Probably halfway. It's like, for real? After being charged for 2 months, for real? Well, you'll have that kind of crap, I guess. Now, Saturday, I was going to film me and Keith out going to Burger King. Now, I'm not sure how long a thing it was. It's on the computer. I never looked at the time. But that's as long as it'd do it. Of course, the camera hadn't been plugged in. No, the camera's just sitting there on the helmet. And I haven't put the helmet on for, 2 months. So it was more or less a very weak battery that gave me what little bit of thing I did get. But now it's kind of strange. One died quickly because it didn't have a charge. And now this MP3 player quits quickly because it had a charge. It's like, oh crap, can't win. Nope, you can't win. But hey, whatever. I'll get home, I'll put 2 videos up, plus plug in my MP3 so it'll charge up for tomorrow, and I don't care if I ain't got a speedometer, I'm going to ride. I look at it this way, I could always go, I could always make sure that I'm under 35, and in town you kind of feel it, You can feel 25, you can feel the 35. And a lot of times when I feel it, I do look down and I'm doing right what I should be, so I'm just going to take a chance on feeling it. At the most, I might be off for, what, I don't know, 2-3 miles an hour. Okay, here's a funny story for you. I'm just trying to think of things to say since I'm taping. Last night, it was so foggy. I mean, so foggy. These lines here, I don't know if you can see them, the yellow lines on the road, but I could not see them. I did see this light, or the sign about right here, so I knew I had to turn. I turned this corner. I must have been over there in the grass, because all of a sudden, it's like, is that a road? I'm looking out the window now. And it's like, no, this is grass. So I had to get out of the truck and walk around and try to find the road. I mean, that's how foggy it was. You could not see to the end of the hood. That's why I had my window down looking out the side. And these lines here are so, they should have been painted. Looks like it has skipped this year. So whoever does this road, I'd say probably is someone from Newcomerstown, because they're a jerk. They didn't do it. If you get any fog or anything like that, you just don't see them lines at all. But, you'll have people like that. Whoever takes care of this road, like I say, probably lives in Newcomerstown, and they're a trustee or something of this here road, and they just don't give a crap. Well, Newcomerstown doesn't paint all the time. Well, buddy, Newcomerstown is a bunch of idiots, You should at least get out and paint your lines once a year, no matter what, because it sure enough helps people to see when it's really foggy, or if you're on a motorcycle and you got rain or something coming down and hitting your shield, it's hard to see. But you can't explain that to people that live in work in the city stuff, because they're just, any of them, if they do have a motorcycle, 9 times out of 10, it's a Harley Davidson, and they just ride it around on fair weather riders and stuff like this and that. And, they spend most of their time polishing it instead of riding it. But, they're idiots. You got to get out every year and paint them lines. I mean, I've been 60 years riding up and down these roads. 60 years, well, that's 60 years old, so I guess you have to minus 16 before I got my license, but I've been around this area and know these roads for over 60 years. But my land, when it's foggy, or when it's really cold and I got my shield shut almost all the way, and the inside of the shield is sort of steaming up a little, or the shield's any kind of dirt on it or whatever, or rain or anything like that, you can't see those little thin lines if they've not been painted. You cannot see them. They must be painted every year just for the safety of people. Yeah, it's for safety. So you're on the right dang side of the road when another car is coming. Or so you don't think you're on the road and here you're going off and you'll run into something. On the really foggy days and stuff. But I always look at it this way. If something ever does happen, if I somehow left the center and don't know it and hit a car, or if I go off the side of the road and wreck or something, I'm suing the town. Oh, I'm going to sue them for every stinking penny they got. Well, at least the street department. And to pay the street department, it's going to suck it out of the whole town. Because I figure, if them morons think they got a good job, good pay, and got benefits and all that, things that I wish I had, but I can't get a job there because of my last name. But, if all these other jerks that got the job, if they think it's so great, then it's about time you get out and work like I do. I work for a living. I always have. I never cheated the man. Even though the man needed cheated, I never cheated him. I done a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. But you city people are a bunch of hypocritical idiots that won't get out there and do your job because you're too stupid and lazy to know what you're doing. I mean, you got to have your boss go out there and tell you to paint them lines. You can't go out there and see that them lines need painted, and you got a few hours or so, hey, boss, I'm going to go paint them lines. No, you sit there and wait till somebody tugs your chain and tells you what to do because you're a Democrat, evidently, and you need a boss over you because you're too dumb to do anything on your own. That's called a Democrat. You've got to be told. My land sakes. I know if I had a better job where I had extra money, me, myself, I would have bought some stinking paint and went out there and painted it myself, just for my own safety. Yeah, that's how bad it is, where if I had the money, I guarantee I would buy the paint, and I would be up there on a weekend, and I would be painting the lines just for my own safety. Oh, well, what happens when you live in a small town that's full of a bunch of jerks, nobody that knows anything, only care about themselves, or they got a personal thing that they really care about and want to hem on all the time. Well, I suppose it's like our new mayor. He used to be with the school system. Well, you can tell everything he does is all for that school system, make that school system look better and stuff like this and that. It's like, hey, I don't care you was with the school system, screw them. They waste enough money on their own. You don't need to give any town money to them. Yeah, the town wastes enough money. But no, they don't realize that, don't recognize that. They think they're doing such a great job. I tell you, anybody that's into politics, I hate them all. I hate anybody in politics. The only one I've seen come up right so far is Donald Trump. At least he's doing something right. But anyone else, it's like, let's see how much money we can make. Let's see how much with tax we can rip off of people. Well, it's like our little clubhouse there. It's 2 little lots with a 1956 New Moon trailer that's been built on and an old garage. I had it appraised, and it was appraised at $13,000. Well, the tax people, every 6 years, they go around and check to make sure that they're getting the right amount of tax money because they don't want to get ripped off. Well, they came around this year and they looked at it, and I got the thing to pay the taxes. Well, they're saying that my place, instead of worth that I just got it appraised for $13,000, they want me to pay taxes for a $40,000 place. It's like, what in the world kind of dope do these people smoke? I mean, they've got to be on some good stuff now, don't they? $40,000 for a $13,000 place? Because they want the tax money. They're going to rip you off every chance they get. Oh yeah, they said if you got to debate it and say it's wrong, you can come in during these 2 days, during these hours. Yeah, they know they're going to be so busy during 2 stinking days, and during their hours that half the people can't get in because of the hours, and the other half can't get in because of the days, and the ones that do get in because of the days and the hours, there's so dang many of them in there probably that they ain't got time for all of them. And you got to go back the next day and try to get there early, get in line like you're going to a rock concert to hurry up and get up in front. I'll tell you, the politicians around these places suck. Every stinking one. I haven't found a one I like yet. Not a one. Get into politics, boy. That'll make you grit your teeth, doesn't it? Stinking, lousy. Oh. I can't believe, yep, that's what I'm paying. I'm paying the taxes of a $40,000 place for something that's been appraised at 13. And it's like, holy crap. They are charging me $27,000 more than what the place is even worth. But they want their taxes. You know, if I did happen to have the time and everything to get in there and debate it, you know what they would have said? Well, sir, I believe it's worth more than $13,000. I believe the place is worth $40,000 because the guy, we sent a guy out and he looked at it. Yeah, he looked at it. Oh yeah, in reality, the guy is probably a moron. probably an idiot that really don't know nothing. But you know, we're going to take his word for it that it's a $40,000 place. Even though you got an appraisal and it's only $13,000, I think you ought to check if your appraiser. Maybe he's low. Yeah, maybe he's low. Oh yeah, he's $27,000 low. Oh, give me a break. Yeah, $27,000 low, according to them. Because why? Well, they're cheaters. They're liars, and they're everything else. Because they're politicians. They live on our tax money. And they're going to lie to your face and cheat to your face and everything else to make sure they can rip you off and get as much tax money out of you as they can. Because that's how they get their raises. Hey, look, we ripped these people off an extra $200,000 this year. Let's go ahead and give all of ourselves a raise. Yee-hee! Oh, I think we can rip them off more next year. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, that's how government works. That's the way government works. Yep. So I guess we can title this video, How Tuscarawas County Steals Your Tax Money. Now maybe being Tuscarawas County being first name, we can get people to look up Tuscarawas County and this is the first video they see. And they go, oh my land, listen to this. These guys rob these people blind. Tuscarawas County, yeah, Tuscarawas County. Put that as first. That's what I do to Newcomerstown all the time. I always write Newcomerstown first in the title. That way when somebody goes and looks up Newcomerstown, there's a good chance bank it's going to pop up there. Which it did for a while for one video I did. Just had the policemen just all upset because it is called Newcomerstown Policeman Fail. And it just had them, a couple of them just all bent out of shape. Well, he can't say that. He can't do. I can say and do whatever I want. It's a free country. This is called freedom of speech. Yeah. And I can run my camera right when the po-po is out doing stuff. Why? Because this is freedom of speech. And along with freedom of speech comes running a camera. Now, it's more fun when the enforcement officers come up to you and they see your camera and they go, you want to shut that camera off? Now it's fun because then you look at them and say, you want to shut your camera off? Wow, this is for duty. I'm working my duty. You got to have the camera on. I'll say, well, this is for doo-doo. Got to have my camera on. Well, yeah, just come right back at them with it. Then they, kind of, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm a YouTuber, and this is my job, YouTubing. Well, I can't YouTube unless my camera's on, so, you're going to have to excuse me while my camera's on. This is my job. So there, you got them. Bam. Your job, you got to have a camera. My job, I got to have a camera. So we best just go about our jobs, huh? Oh, my. Well, at least I found enough stuff to blab about. Or would it be considered blabbing, or is it more or less whining? I don't know. Whatever. It was fun. Hey, did you see that thing? Oh. I pushed the button to shut it, and it started going back up, and I thought, what the heck? You hear their daughter's coming home. Oh, she probably just got off work, I think. She's supposed to work midnights last night at the Popo house. My daughter's a Popo, and I cut down the Popo. I don't care. I don't cut them down. I just tell the truth, and they can't take it. Yeah, they just can't take the truth. Oh, well, it don't bother me any. Okay, I ought to show